I'm Bernadette Higgins, I'm 24 and I'm from Belfast and I'm a model. My cancer story sort of starts in August of 2017 because I had just moved into a new apartment and it was on the top floor, and I remember feeling pain in my leg and just thinking like maybe I'm more unfit than I thought. But as time went on, it just started to get worse and I started to develop other symptoms. This was like losing weight, feeling really tired, and also a lump growing in my leg. So after a few months of this, I decided to go and see my GP, and they didn't really check me. They just said it was probably a fat lump. So over the next few months after that, I was going back just to try and say like, please check this, because it was getting extreme. But they finally decided to check me in May, I think, of 2018. And at this stage, I got red flagged. So I had to go straight for an ultrasound, an X-ray, an MRI. And after that, I was told I was going to need a biopsy. One day I just parked outside work and I got a phone call from a With Health number, and they just said, you've got a tumour and it's probably cancerous. So I was going to have to come in for that biopsy. And then I had the biopsy, and after that I was told that I was going to have to come in with my parents for my results. So I knew sort of what was happening, but I was hiding it from my family anyway. So I just went to get my results in August of 2018, and I was told that I had synovial sarcoma, which is a rare and aggressive form of cancer. And by the time it was found, it had got tangled in with my nerves and my blood vessels, which meant that I was going to have my leg amputated. When I was told that I was going to have my leg amputated, I remember just feeling fine with it, because I felt really lucky that I was being given a chance to live, whereas other people are being told that they're terminal. And I didn't really mind that I was going to have my leg amputated, because the way that I was seeing it was that I've had 22 years with 2 legs and other people are born without, so I get to experience life with and without, so I felt lucky. When I woke up from surgery, it was so weird because I still felt like my leg was there, but I was still completely fine. I was just making a lot of leg jokes and everything, and because of my surgery happening at Halloween, my friends and everything were saying that I was just like, bring me in fake blood, I want to scare everybody, and I was just messing about, so I was fine with it. I feel like getting diagnosed with cancer has completely changed my view on my life, because before it had happened, I remember just feeling so afraid to do things and afraid to be myself, so I was holding myself back a lot. But having cancer has taught me that you never really know what's going to happen, or even just that life is short, so you have to make the most of it, so I just try to do that every single day now. I loved getting to start walking with my prosthetic. It was so weird because it felt like my regular leg. They told me it was going to take me months to a year to learn how to walk, because my amputation is through my knee, and that doesn't really happen. It's not even on like things when you Google amputations, it's usually just like above or below. But I managed to get discharged in 10 days, and I even brought heels in, so I learned to walk in heels, so I loved it. Whenever I first had my leg amputated, it was strange because I've been so used to doing everything for myself, and one of the things that was hard for me was just having people help me with things, because I wasn't used to it. But as time went on, I've just realised that I can still do everything, I just have to do some things differently. But that was probably one of the things that I found the hardest. My family and friends have been amazing because they've been there for me throughout the whole thing. Before it had happened, they were like doing things because I created like a mini bucket list for myself. So I got drunk and went ice skating because I didn't think I could do that with my friends. My family have been there through everything, so I think my friends and my family have just been amazing. If I was to give advice to someone else going through cancer or having their leg amputated, I would definitely say just try not to get too down, because I think when people hear the word cancer, they just think their life is over, but you just still have to try and make the most of every single day. And even with just having a leg amputation, like, your life is not over. I feel like I'm more myself than I've ever been, and I just say it as another way to accessorize, so I think you can just make the most out of it. In 5 years' time, I think I would love to keep doing everything that I'm doing, but just to a higher level. So I'm doing a lot with charities and stuff, but I would love to just keep pushing things in those, and I'm happy that I get such a good say and everything, but I still want to push for other things. I would say my biggest role model is my mummy. I think that she's been through like a lot in her life, and it's made me realise that no matter what happens to me, I can get through that as well, so I would say her. So I do a lot of work with Click Sargent, which is basically Young Lives versus Cancer, and I honestly do so much with that charity. I'm part of like the YRPG, so it's like a group of us that meet up and try and say our opinion on things that are happening. I'm a part of like the whole gaming side of it, so we're trying to connect kids that maybe can't leave the house because they're going through treatment, to try and get them to interact with other kids through games and things. And I'm also part of like their whole YouTube team, and there's so many different things, but that charity's amazing. Coronavirus has affected charities like so badly because a lot of them aren't getting the fundraising that they really need to survive and to provide the support for people that need it. So I would definitely say if people can try and fundraise or do something to try and raise a wee bit of money or awareness even, definitely do, because the charities need it. One of the things that I love about having my prosthetic and things is I still get to keep on doing things that I loved doing before, just differently. So I was always into like my sports and athletics and things, and I've been really lucky that I'm going to be able to get to keep running. So I have a blade leg, and I'm actually so excited because I get a chance to train with a Paralympic coach. So I'm excited to see where that goes. When the doctors were amputating my leg, they told me that there were things that I wouldn't be able to do again, but as time has went on, I've realised that I can still do everything, I just have to do them differently. So I've decided to challenge myself, and today I'm at the Moorings and I'm going to see if I can go up. Whenever all of this happened, I think a lot of people just assumed that I wouldn't be able to do some things again, but it's crazy how much I've achieved even just in the past year and a half, and I'm so excited to see what else I can do in the future. I think it definitely shows that it's not what's happened to you, but it's how you overcome it.